What's good, everyone? It's Joey, and today we're going to make a beat for Slayr in FL Studio. A lot of these beats are 150 to 160 BPM, so we're going to start by bumping the BPM up to around 152. And we're going to start with a piano from Xenology. So the first half of our chord progression looks like this. I just started going from C to D, and then I just wanted to keep going up the scale. So then from these bass notes, I went up a little bit and I went from F to G. And then I just built chords on top of that. So a lot of these chords, they're actually all the same. I went from C up 2 spots in place, then up 3 spots in place, and then up 2 spots in place. And that makes these like vibrant, energetic chords. That works really well in these beats. So I used that chord structure for every single chord, and I just went from C, D, C, D to F, G, F, G. And then I copied that over, and then I added some top line notes. And then in the second half, I just added more ascending notes, starting from the C this time and going up to the F. So the whole progression sounds like this. Nice and simple, and because it's so simple, that gives us the ability to layer, and layering your melodies is really important for these types of beats. So now I'm going to go into Xenology and I'm going to find some other sounds to layer with this piano. For the first layer, I'm going for this step beat pulsating preset in Xenology. I believe I've used this preset before, and it just really adds a lot of bounce to the melody. So I'm just going to export that out, add that to the piano, and then see what else we can layer. The next thing I decided I wanted to layer was some strings, so I found this JP8 Strings 1 preset. Synth pad / string, honestly not the most natural sounding string. Just something soft and smooth that's going to add to this like natural and synthy vibe, because right now we have this piano and this pulse. So it's really just going to enhance the vibes of both of these presets here. For my last layer, I wanted another pulsating sound, and I went with this pulsating pad 10. Honestly, I really like this sound. Super hypnotic, video game-ish, really just enhancing that analog aspect of this melody. What I'm deciding to do instead of having it all layered is I'm going to start with the piano, and then I'm going to transition to the pad while leaving the strings and the pulse constant. And I think this is really going to give us some nice variation with our melody. I'm going to do some quick mixing. I'm going to turn the piano down a little bit, and then I also mixed with the volume of the other sounds I've added. Turned up the pulse a little bit, turned up the strings a lot, and then I'm going to turn up the pad just a little bit. And then I've all put them on the same mixer track, and I'm just gonna fix them up real nice. Fruity Parametric EQ2, get it to this preset, and then just take out the lows. Take out at least 100 Hertz, but I like to take out more, maybe up to 140, 150. This time I'll just go for 130. Next up for the melody, I decided to add an ARP. I went for this synth attack pluck, and I just put a very simple pattern in. It looks pretty complicated, but when I zoom in on the repeating pattern, you'll see it makes perfect sense. Literally just copied that first C chord from earlier, and then put it up an octave, and then copied it over. And then that F chord from earlier, copied it, put it up an octave, put it next to it. A lot of these Slayr beats have a really simple synth bass. underneath the melody and then EQ'd so the lows are taken out. For this, I just went with this saw boost bass, and I just laid down a really simple pattern. Rather than having it bounce all over the place like the melody does, I just took the 4 bass notes from the chords, add some fullness to the melody even though I took the lows out. Quickly just going to add a little bit of reverb on the entire melody. Cathedral preset, turn it down. I'm going with the AX warm lead in Xenology, making a bouncy but simple pattern and then just copied it over. So altogether our melody sounds like this. Now we gotta go in with some drums. Before I move on with the drums, let me just take care of the master. Delete the fruity limiter, and then put the master preset on there. And now we're making fire. Now we've just got to get an arrangement down and we're done here. So for the arrangement, I first started off with just the main melody playing, and then I introduced the ARP in the second half, and that added a snare roll and my tag. Snare roll sounds like this. Only introducing the pad for a small part in the verse. The rest, as you can see, using the piano. That's it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed. And here's the final beat.